Now, teachers' unions have come out against what they're calling virtually impossible social distancing guidelines for schools. They're objecting to plans to reduce the distance to half a meter. The unions say there's been a lack of consultation and scientific evidence to support this. SATU spokesperson Nomusa Klembi joins me now for their take on this. And Nomusa, thank you so much for joining us this evening. I'm just looking at your press release from a little bit earlier on. And firstly, you're saying you were not consulted at all about the reduction of this social distancing from 1 meter to half a meter. Talk to me about the fact that you were not consulted.
Good evening and good evening to viewers. Yes, indeed, as we have put this across in our media statement, as SATU and all the other 4 unions, we were not consulted about this. We got to know about this from the media, who were asking us to respond to this, that the department is planning to take this to the cabinet, for the cabinet to reduce the social distancing from the 1 meter to 0.5, and it was news to us. As I said, we were not consulted.
You can see the department looking at this and saying there's hundreds of thousands of school kids that will not be able to get into classrooms purely because of overcrowding, and reducing that social distancing from 1 meter to half a meter might be able to solve that. What do you say to that?
We would like to see every learner being in class and being taught, but we cannot ignore the guidelines and protocols that are there because of the situation with the COVID-19, with the pandemic. We have to abide by the guidelines. So we cannot put the lives of learners and workers in schools just because, we have to ensure that all the learners are there. We want to see all of them there, but we have to keep to the guidelines and protocols.
We must stick to the guidelines, but if you look at the devastation that the pandemic has had on our school-going kids, the fact that you yourselves as SATU were lamenting earlier on the 500,000 dropouts, and, we might lose a whole year of schooling. That would be devastating for South Africa, will it not be?
But we cannot afford to compromise the guidelines that are there, because at the end of the day, if we do compromise on them, we will end up losing the lives of learners as well as the workers in schools. We would have liked the department to have come up with a better plan. There are so many plans. There's this plan of blended learning. We've had the pandemic since last year, but we haven't seen the department coming up with plans that would ensure safer learning. And we have long been calling for blended learning as well as mobile classrooms in order to ensure social distancing. But up until now, more than a year after the COVID-19 started, the department hasn't done anything to ensure that those things are in place in our public schools.
Let's just go back to the vandalism and the looting that we saw a couple of weeks ago, mainly in Gauteng and in KZN. Well over 100 schools were affected. How bad is it on the ground?
It is quite a blow to education. It is very bad on the ground, and it's been exacerbated by this by the riots that took place early in July. But the issue of vandalism in our schools has been an ongoing one. But the situation has worsened it, and we lament the fact that the department, even before the riots, very little was being done to fix those schools that are being vandalized. We know it is a recurring problem, and that's why as SATU we even started a campaign which we call I'm a School Fan, where we're urging communities to be part and parcel of protecting and looking after their schools.
All right, thank you so much for speaking with us, and we hope we do come to some sort of, or you do come to some sort of agreement with the Department of Basic Education. SATU spokesperson there, Nomusa Cembi.